Now let's dive into the ongoing battle between Casey Anthony's defense attorney and Orange County officers who witnessed Casey's mega meltdown at the Jailhouse Medical Center when a child's remains were found. Jose Baez said he is not done grilling those officers. Is this getting overcooked? What more could he possibly hope to learn than we already know? That Casey on December 11th had an intense reaction to news that remains of a child had been found. She was rocking and all sorts of things, even before anybody knew those remains were her daughter's. Listen.
She collapsed into the chair and started to what appeared to be hyperventilating. She lost her breath. We told her a couple of times to take some deep breaths. She got real shallow breathing. Her hands started to sweat. She started rubbing them profusely.
Baez says he has a problem with the way Casey was treated. But was she really mistreated? Or is Baez trying to make sure the public never sees the surveillance video that captured her possibly incriminating breakdown? Let's break it down with my fantastic panel still here. Curtis Sliwa, founder of the Guardian Angels. Joining me now, Stacey Honowitz, Florida prosecutor, and Judge Karen Mills Francis, host of Judge Karen, and a former retired Miami-Dade County Court judge. Judge Karen, what the heck? I mean, this is getting to the point where these officers are going to be over-grilled. Is this
You know
harassment?
what? We are 7 months into this trial, a first-degree murder death penalty case. 5 months left before this case goes to trial. 200 witnesses. And this attorney has taken a 2-hour deposition of a correction officer. We haven't talked to any of the forensic folks. We haven't talked to the lead detective. He makes a big to-do about a correction officer's testimony. And he says after 2 hours, I'm not finished with him yet. You know how I feel about this Baez.
Yes, I do. And yesterday, before questioning the jailhouse officer who was with Casey during her meltdown, Jose Baez hinted at possible legal action. Listen to this.
We need to get to the bottom of everything that occurred in this case. And that's really the purpose of the depositions and everything that we're trying to do. There's no, I'm not thinking of any lawsuits or anything. If she feels she has a claim after we do our investigation, that's certainly, if she has a claim, her right to pursue.
There, Baez talking right near the train tracks. He first claimed Casey's rights were possibly violated when she was videotaped at the medical center. Now he seems to have flip-flopped, backing away from that claim. You know, Stacey Honowitz, is there any solid ground for a lawsuit over how she was treated? And if so, who would Casey Anthony sue? The sheriff's department for putting her in front of the TV set when the news was breaking that remains were found of a child near her home?
Well, certainly that's what I think Jose Baez is trying to look to. He's trying to say that this was a setup, something we've discussed before, that they never taped her before when they were giving her information, and now that the body was found, they set her up, they put her on tape purposely so that a jury could see what her reaction is. But like I told you last night, Jane, I don't know how relevant the prosecution is going to think this is, because this cuts both ways. You have 12 people you have to convince on that jury beyond a reasonable doubt, and it takes one person to say, I think her reaction is that of a grieving mother. And as I said last night, he could be asking the deputy that. Isn't it true, deputy, that you could see a grieving mother reacting that when they find out it's her child? So he's grilling, he's going, he's trying to find and figure out a way to say that this was a setup. And this might, in the very end, be all for naught, because the prosecution might strategically decide it's not worth putting this evidence in.
Curtis Sliwa, you've been observing this whole case. It always seems to boil down to her behavior. Let's face it, she's a somewhat, attractive, compelling character. And it's whether she's partying too much or rocking back and forth in the fetal position when she finds out what could be bad news. It always boils down to her personality.
Oh, yeah, and, Baez, he's smart. He knows, like Pontius Pilate, he's washing his hands in this case. He knows he's going to lose, but he wants that infomercial time. I mean, this guy's like lens-liced. He doesn't know a camera and a microphone. He doesn't want to have the urge to merge with and make love to. That's why when you heard the choo-choo Charlie engineer blow the horn, he's saying, next stop, Miami. I could work that press corps over there if there's a change of venue. It's now all about Baez. He's not really thinking about his client.
Judge Karen Mills Francis, why doesn't the judge in this case just put a gag order in place and prevent everybody from talking, especially since Jose Baez is claiming that all the media attention in Orlando is why he can't get a fair trial there. He's partially responsible by giving all these news conferences.
You know what? He called a news conference on Monday, 4:45, right before the 5 o'clock news, to complain about the press coverage, and he's creating the press coverage. I don't know what the judge is thinking. I don't know why the judge hasn't issued a gag order in this case, but you know there is a bar complaint pending against Baez that was filed by the judge. I have said many times I do not believe this lawyer is qualified in Florida to be a first chair death penalty defense attorney, second chair, third chair, fourth chair, or fifth chair.
All right, we got to leave it right there, but we always invite Jose Baez onto our program to give his side of the story. We'd love to hear from him. Come in and visit us. Jose Baez, we'd love to have you.
Come on, Jose.
Come on, Jose.